mom took Dacia's popcorn and then she went running, and then she was laughing and it was all fun and games until Dacia said she was gonna act to her running.
I know whenever someone asks about like nothing happened.
Oh, and then Val came back running, and Dacia went back into her room and closed the door and locked it. And then Val was like, I gave back the popcorn, and she left it on the floor. And also when she ran away, she was eating the popcorn too, when she wasn't supposed to be.
Pineapple, I had to like be defensive. So whenever she said pineapple, whenever it was 30-35, I had to like put it like back in, and then she just legit just go, the referees don't do anything.
So your mom told you if she says pineapple, you gotta hit her?
You didn't hear it, Drive Nation?
Yeah.
Pineapple. 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 Yeah, Jazz, that's my daughter.
That cloud is coming down. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
I think my funniest memory in the black team so far was when we were in Kansas and we were all upstairs in our room. And the girls were sitting there talking about the games that day. And Kiki very randomly says, does anybody else find Dominique's dad really hot? And about that time, Sydney's dad knocked on the door to drop off uniforms. And then she said, we're Sydney's dad too.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door wall. Hey, 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 yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Devil without a cause, and I'm back with the beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks. 30-pack of strolls, 30-pack of hoes. No Rogaine in the propane flows. The chosen one, I'm the living proof with the gift of gab from the city of truth. I jabbed and stabbed and knocked critics back, and I did not stutter when I said that. I'm going platinum, selling rhymes. I went platinum 7 times.
Big booty Trey.
He can dunk the ball all the time. I'm in love. I've never been in love before, but the big booty Trey, I can't get over him. No, I cannot. Stop. We have a ranking for who's the hottest guy. So it's big booty Trey. Okay, big booty Trey. Then we have how do you say it? Matisse, yeah, Matisse. And then we have Daryl, the 6'4" guy, yeah.
That Daryl?
Yeah, that's
Tell us about Tyson's first round knockout.
She was kicking her butt. She was like, bam, bam, bam. She was kicking her ass. My parents think for this. Steak. Yeah, steak.
Where's yours, AD?
Snowy.
What's it say? My dog has shit marks. Oh. Where's yours? I got a picture, Paul. Hey, Paul, look over here, Paul.
Cowboy, I'm a singer in black, so throw a finger in the air. Let me see where you're at. Say, hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say, hey, hey. I'm giving it back, so say, hey, hey. Show me some metal and say, hey, 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 hey. I like the AC/DC and CC.
there and they were really bad. So like it was an easy dub. We didn't play too good in the first half, but like we picked it up the second half and it was light work.
What was going on with me in game one? I had 3 back-to-back assists, and then I missed a shot, and I tipped the pass, and I got pulled out, and I was mad. Because I felt like our team was on a roll. We got 5 stops, and I had 3 back-to-back assists, and then it just got in my head.
Defense, it was kind of slacky a little bit, but I got some stops, and offense, a few layups, but that was about it. Could have done better.
Second game, so we came with a lot more intensity. I think it was the third game or second game. He went up for a trade, little trade through big trade. Ooh. And even though he missed, that really just sparked us up for the second game.
A rebound, and I threw it off the tray, and I think he lobbed it to Big Trey, and then he dunked it. But
when I threw a oop to Big Trey, he saw that it was a dime, and he just threw it off the back there, and I'm disappointed. Like my dad is in me.
the second team that we played, they're pretty bad. I mean, we just went in there and just clapped them. Really nothing else to say about that.
So we came with a lot more intensity like at the beginning, and it was even like we were just on a roll. It was just smoking them. Like it wasn't really competition the second game. It was just light work for real.
First half of the game, I mean, we were off, but like we were in the game, but like we could have been doing so much better. We were like in the game, but like barely. It was like we could have done more stuff we could have made more shots. You feel me? It was just how we was playing. We just could have played better, all in all. And then second half we locked in way too late, and that cost us the game.
RBC girl, it brought energy. Hyped us up and got us like ready and things like that.
The players that really got us hyped and it was probably Bruce. I got hyped off of Bruce's energy, and the bench really helped me too. Cause like I kept putting my head down. I'm not gonna lie, I kept missing all those layups, and my teammates really just helped me. Cause I ain't gonna lie, if they weren't, I was gonna put my head down and just, yeah.
I didn't feel like my shot was that off. I felt like I could hit a 3, and he like made eye contact with me and said, "I trust him more than you," and pick someone else to put him in. But I felt like I could have done better at that spot when we needed a 3. But that's it. I wouldn't say that he made the wrong decision. I would have said that if we needed 3, it should be the kid who usually shoots 3s.
I've seen a lot of places, I've been around the world. I've seen some pretty faces, been with some beautiful girls. After all I've witnessed, one thing still amazes me.
Dressing like that. They
I
were
think of
t-shirts.
Pablo, I think of fear and being drunk.
That wasn't great night.
When I think of Val, the first thing that comes to mind is
My favorite Kiki moment was whenever I was singing in the shower and I slipped. My mom just like reached into the bathtub and I slipped and I fell. But I didn't cry. I was just like in shock for a moment. But
The best Kiki moment was when we were in Kansas and she was trying to get Christy to a sugar daddy.
oh yeah.
most embarrassing moment probably. It'd probably be me and James at the mall for James' birthday. And John goes into the little comic store and like tries to grab like a sword and knocks everything over.
My best singing moment was whenever we got her to admit that she has a crush on Daniel. What's his name? Daniel.
So my favorite RBC moment is when Noe ran into the chairs in our tournament. I like it whenever she makes these weird faces at school at lunch. She turns her head, she makes this weird face, and she turns her head and she goes like, pulls her skin down.
Where they could dance. If you wanna see heaven, brother, here's your chance. Well, I've been sent to spread the message.
Who on my team is most likely to get married first is probably Kiki. Should marry an old guy.
Who's the first one to go to jail first? I would have to say it's probably a three-way or a two-way tie between Kiki, Kendall, or Tatum and Kendall.
Well, okay, so at like first I didn't like think I was gonna click with the team, but then like after we got in the hotel, like I found out they were actually really funny.
Jazz may be innocent, but she's not that innocent. Don't be fooled by Jazz, because she's not that innocent. So
Dad. Is my dad gonna see this?
I don't know if I'll use it or not.
Okay, there's a story about me and Dominique's dad. He looked way better in person at the time, but now that I've grown older, he's not attractive. But the backstory was that I seen him and I was like, whoa, your dad's kind of hot. And she was like, no. And I was like, yeah. And then I made a TikTok that everybody's seen that I took down. And Dakota, I can't say right by Dakota. Like her stare. It's just like
Stare?
Yeah.
How do I feel about my coach? Well, at first I was like during tryouts. I was like, oh, okay, he was supposed to figure things out. And then I saw like the nice side of you, during that one tournament where you called over in a timeout to say thank you for the birthday notes. I was like, oh, so he really cares. And I think you're, God, please do not laugh.
Sydney, the most awkward on our team is probably Sydney or Jazz. They're kind of shy. Sydney gets shy a lot when around boys and stuff. She's always all quiet. and then Jazz, she's just quiet. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff you don't know about Jazz.
Oh, Miss Jessica, I thought she was nice, and then the first day of practice, I saw her cuss. I was like,
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the
get a bucket at any given time. And so in the first half, I was just scoring, and everyone else was kind of asleep. We started having like lots of stupid turnovers and plays where we should have scored. But when it hit like 9 or 10 minutes left of the first half is when it all started clicking. We started like running it up against the team. And then in the second half, it was just pretty much game over. Kai got his first bucket in that game, so everyone was kind of like surprised because we weren't expecting Kai to score, but he got his bucket, and then defensively he was doing pretty good, but he finally scored. We were waiting for it to happen all time. Peyton, he has some like ridiculous shot in the first half where like he like threw it like Kareem. Who helped us the most of that game was either Big Trey or John, because John hit one of the nastiest props I've ever seen in my life. Went through like, I think it was 2 or 3 kids with it at the end of the game, and John was just rebounding and pushing it, and then Big Trey was rebounding a lot more, and he was getting offensive rebound after rebound. Game 2 was honestly a game that we played completely terrible, and that team outplayed us in every way, and we shouldn't have won. But we had athleticism on our side where it kept us in the game, because that team, offensively and defensively, outplayed us, but we still won. What kept us in the game was probably, I'd say that game was probably Big Trey, because they'd get up by a few points and he'd just get like momentum changing and ones and layups and all that, because none of our guards were really scoring, because the other team was getting away with like a lot of holding where our guards couldn't really do anything. So I'd say Big Trey or John, because Big Trey and John were having a lot of momentum buckets. The one I remember, it was end of the game, and there's like 5 minutes on the clock, and I didn't pass it, but someone passed it to John, and he's on the block, and he dishes it to Trey, and Trey got an and one. It was just one of those that just killed the other team, because in the next play they came down, and I dished it to Trey, and he got fouled again and went and hit both free throws, and so it was like a 5-point turn, and it just sealed the game. The third game, the Drop Nation game, which was the championship game, they had a kid who was their point guard, I'm pretty sure. He was number 4, and one of the toughest kids I've seen or played against. I'm pretty sure he's ranked nationally, like top. One of the coaches said he was ranked 7th in the country, and the kid, he was one of the best kids I've seen. Not great. He had a jumper that you couldn't do anything about, because he was elevating like 30 inches and could pull up on a dime. For us, when we guarded that kid, we had him locked down the whole game. Bruce, which was the kid who was guarding him, Bruce was a complete dog on him. He might have scored 2 or 4 points on Bruce out of the whole game when Bruce was on him. which Bruce ripped the kid over and over, and we all were helping on him, which made his life terrible. And I think by the second half, until the end of it, that kid kind of gave up on trying to score because Bruce was on him. If there was one person who I think was the game changer or carried us that game, I'd say Bruce by far. He had probably a silent 16 points off of just layups, and he defensively was dominant. We all defensively were clicking, but offensively we couldn't really get anything going. We had too many people who were trying to play superhero and wouldn't just move the ball. And I'd say it was Big Trey and Bruce by far, because Bruce had, like I said, a silent 14 to 16 points, and Trey probably had 8 or 10. It was just one of those most beautiful things to watch. Was Bruce, he went up on one play, went through the double up, and then brought it back and laid it in. It was incredible to watch.
Not just great effort until things went wrong. Not just working hard for a year before things got hard. So you quit and gave up on your dream. I mean, when you are dead on your feet. When you are buried by all the crap life piles on you. But you dig deeper and find life. You dig deep in your soul and discover you got more. Dig deeper. Find the hidden hunger and drive. This is not a time to quit. This is not a time to stop. Dig deeper. You got to live your fullest potential. Wish your inner beast would get up and make it arise. Dig deeper. How many times have you tried? It doesn't matter if it's thousands and more to the count. Dig deeper. I see more light that is left in you, so get into the ring and become what you've been destined to. The soul is from the time we call the time of champions. They are forged by the fires of their enemies. And you are one, but what separates you from the rest is you're the best, the strongest out of all the fiercest candidates. But every champion is fighting battles with himself. They are what makes him worthy of the power he has held. He's fighting battles by connecting with his inner self. To find life, you gotta dig deep within yourself. You want success? You gotta dig deeper. You want to be the best? You gotta dig deeper. Don't settle for mediocrity. You gotta dig deeper. You were born as a king, so die as a leader. Use your mind, the greatest weapon you will ever wield. Use your heart, words are bullets, it's your greatest shield. Use your soul, it's impenetrable by the steel. To become the greatest of all time, you gotta dig deeper. Find the hidden hunger and drive. This is not a time to quit. This is not a time to stop. Dig deeper. You got to live your fullest potential. Wish your inner beast would get up and make it arise. Dig deeper. How many times have you tried? It doesn't matter if it's thousands and more to the count. Dig deeper. I see more light that is left in you, so get into the ring and become what you've been destined to.
Here at the RBC boys, and we're playing who's most likely to.
Hey, who's most likely to be married to a man?
Matisse.
Who's most likely to miss a layup?
Oh, Daryl.
Hey, who's most likely to go a whole game and never make a bucket?
Matisse. Oh, yeah, you're probably not.
So, most likely to run away and join the circus?
Daryl. Long, lanky, body built, boy. He's like daddy long legs.
Hey, I'll make money.
Who's most likely to be a farmer?
Daryl.
No,
James is old.
Because James has the muscle, but like,
What?
for the yarn, like you gotta go like milk the cow and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, no, you got.
Who's the most sensitive?
John.
All of a sudden you'll